So we'll just wait until people pop on. Oh, we've got some people on Instagram. Hey guys, right, I'm going to start seeing we've got people on Instagram. Good morning, America. Good afternoon, Europe, and good evening, Australia. It's Solly Joe here today with a crafting project. Yes, I'm going to be doing crafting. I'm not usually a person that enjoys or is particularly good at fiddly stuff, but we've had these products sat downstairs, we sold them for ages, and I've never done one of these. So today I am going to be doing a do-it-yourself wooden craft, and it's a little crate. And my lovely daughter Alexandra manufactures these. I'm just going to wait for my cameraman to get himself ready so he can start filming me for the reels. So here we go, I'm going to open it up. It comes in a nice plastic bag, whether plastic bag can be nice enough, don't need any more. And it's got various parts to it. This is going to be a funny live because I'm not good at stuff like this. And it's got instructions, which I never read on anything, but so there's the instructions, how to build, just want to film that, how to build your small MDF crate. And these crates are fabulous for, oh, it's back to front, isn't it, so you won't be able to read it. These crates are fabulous for holidays and for little presents and just putting your stuff in, basically. Let me know where you're joining us from and let me know what the weather's like. Here it is cloud, it's white, the sky is white, it's quite chilly. It's 12 degrees, but I have noticed that as of next weekend, not this weekend, the temperature is going to drop drastically. So get your woolies out, guys. Get your heating on. Get your wood board if you've got a log burner, because it's going to get really cold. So I'm just going to check that I've got everything that it says on this. What's in the pack? So it says I've got a front and a rear. These two, I'm assuming, by the look and the shape on the paper. And I've got a base, so that's the bottom of the crate. Pre-glue the tabs on the base panels and attach the front. Pre-glue the tabs. I'm assuming these are the tabs. We're not going to pre-glue anything because I'm going to decorate this. I'm not putting this together before I decorate it. I'm going to decorate it first and then I'm going to stick it together. So that's what it's going to look like. And then it'll have these little things. And there are 6 of these. So I'm going to decorate all these components before I actually put this together. Is there a back and front to it? They all look like they're the same to me. I'm just going to make sure so I don't make an arse of myself. Yeah, right. So that goes like that. That's the inside. I want to be decorating the outside. I'm not going to be decorating the inside. I don't know whether I'm going to have enough decoupage to decorate the base. If I do, I will decorate the base inside. Are we getting any comments on where people are watching from and what they're doing? And I've got 6 of these. I think they're all the same, back and front, so I'm just going to pop them on my Lazy Susan here. I love this piece of kit. It really helps you get around your crafting projects. So that is what I'm going to be decorating. Now I've got a choice of 2 decoupage. These are the lovely His Curios and Her Curios by Jonathan Mark Mendes. Jonathan, all this stuff is in his home. It belonged to his grandma, his grandpa, and yeah, some of the paintbrushes, I think they're his. So these are actual photographs, but he's made them into beautiful decoupage. We've got two different variations in colour. I'm going to start off with the, I think that's the His Curious, because it's got lovely, nice autumn colours. So I'm going to just open that up. You can find all these products on our website. If you go to www.woodubend.com, we do have a sale on at the moment for a lot of products, and decoupage is one of them. So I'm just going to measure this up to see if I'm going to get everything, and it looks like I'm not. It looks like I'm not. So I'm going to mix and match. I'm going to use His Curious and Her Curious. So for the sides, we're going to start on the sides. I'm going to use this piece here. Now, our decoupage is rice paper. It's very translucent, okay? So we always say to apply it to a white base. So the first thing I'm going to start doing is I'm going to paint these in white, dry them off very fastly, and then I can start with my decoupage. I'm not using any paint today. I'm going to be using the Posh chalk paste. I'm using, hello, hello, surprise, surprise, white titanium. Now this is quite a thick paste. It's one of our metallic pastes. I don't want it that thick for just to paint this surface. So I'm going to be using our paste lubricant. This basically is just dilutes, it helps you dilute your paint or your paste. I don't think I'm going to use that much. I'm just going to decant some into a little pot here. And then I pop some of my lubricant in there. Now you can use your lubricant if you do have the paste for years and you've not used it and it gets a little bit stiff. You can use this to grease it back up to make it become more fluid. You can use it in paint as well. I'm just popping it in my little bowl, mixing it up thoroughly and getting more of a paint consistency there. I'm just going to pop a little bit more in. You don't need much of this stuff. Now you can add water to these pastes and to paint, but as soon as the water starts drying out, it starts going stiff again. With this stuff, with the lubricant, it doesn't. It will stay this consistency for days, even if I leave this out. So I'm just going to quickly paint these pieces of wood. I'm going to use my WoodUbend brush here. And I'm doing them all together because I can't be bothered messing about. I'm not a very crafty person. I don't like fiddly projects, and this is a fiddly project for me. But seeing as my daughter came up with these beautiful little boxes, I have to oblige. When it's your own child, you have to oblige, don't you?
We've had a couple people join us on Facebook.
Sorry?
We've had a couple people join us on Facebook.
Hi, Facebook guys. Hello, my friends. How are you?
We've had Linda Rokaj say hello.
Hello.
And we've also had Ifeania join and say Kalispera.
Kalispera sa sposines nalada. Right, so just getting the paste on. Ooh. I'm going to dry that side, then I'll flip it round, paint the other side, dry that, then we can get on with decoupaging. So the paste dries really fast, which is great. You can also use a hairdryer just heat guns are really good. They're really fast, but you can burn your whatever products you're using, whether it's WoodUbend or your paste or your decoupage. So you need to be just a little bit careful. Always keep the heat gun moving. Don't stay in one place too long, because you'll burn your stuff, and you don't want to burn your stuff. For those of you who just joined, we're doing a crafty project today. I'm making a little crate for the holidays. Put some sweeties in for trick or treat, and I'm using Jonathan Mark Mendes decoupage.
Wonder, thank you, Hafid Draman 786, who's just said, love to see such a beautiful job, lovely.
This is going to be very pretty, and with the WoodUbend I'm going to be putting on here, it's going to create little legs underneath. I'm really sorry about the noise, guys. They are doing works to the external envelope of the building.
They're up on scaffolding, so you might hear some clanging.
Yeah, on scaffolding, grinding out the joints to point the building, and it's noisy. Right, so that's just about done. Doesn't need to be perfect because it is going on under the decoupage. And as I said, the only reason I'm doing it is so that my decoupage is brighter, because it's a translucent paper, and it's always good to do a white background before you apply your decoupage paper. Just brings the paper to life and makes all the colours nice and vibrant. So, just going to quickly dry that off and get the decoupage. And we are going to be doing crackles, but we're going to be doing the crackles on top of the decoupage. Stay tuned. Good morning, Diane. In chilly Massachusetts. Diane's saying that she hopes she had a good vacation, Connor.
Oh, thank you, yeah, it was great, Diane. And just before Diane, Tina Rowett joined and said good morning, so Joe from a damp, chilly southern Ontario.
Yeah, it is quite chilly in Canada. I spoke to one of our lovely brand ambassadors, Daniel. He just moved to Newfoundland.
Newfoundland.
Eh?
Newfoundland.
Newfoundland. Yeah, this is really chilly. So I've made a mess here, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take those off. Wipe my lazy Susan down.
Yeah, that's where all my mum's family live, southern Ontario.
Hey?
That's where all my mum's family live, is southern Ontario.
Is it? Oh yeah, yeah. Connor's mum is Canadian. So is Theo, guys. Theo's Canadian.
Oh yeah, he is, isn't he?
Yeah.
Which part of Canada is he from?
Montreal.
Ah, okay.
He doesn't speak French there. I'm going to turn it over. Right, so.
Surprising being Quebecois, not speaking any French.
Yeah, we're lucky he speaks English. he lived in the Greek area where all the Greeks live.
Ah,
to be
okay.
honest, he left Canada when he was like 9 years old. So.
Oh, okay, that makes way more sense. Because I know they do a lot of schooling in French up there still. Like they get taught both. That's why I was a little surprised. Like even my mum got taught a lot of French, and she was in the English part.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because all the signs were written in both English and French.
I know, and you know what? The last batch of products we had done, we had to have everything done in French. I put Spanish on there as well. Because, yeah, everything's got to be in the French language over there. Right, so I'm going to decoupage these all together, but I'm going to leave a little, or should I bother? Yeah, I'm going to leave a little space. So I'm going to decoupage these all in one. I'm just thinking if I'm going to have it. Yeah, I'm going to do them all together. I'm going to push them all together. And I'll just slice through with my knife when it's dry. So, in order to apply my decoupage,
Oh, by the way, we got a couple quick questions on YouTube. Proncias. Sorry if I'm butchering your name there. Proncias.
Just a minute.
So we have Proncias and John Darland both asking, what are you making on YouTube?
I'm making a little crate.
Do you want to show them an example of one that we've made before? So this is like when it's all stuck together and already decorated.
So that's what it looks like when it's all stuck together. And decoupage in mine beforehand. You can find all these on our website. As I said, my lovely daughter manufactures all these wood crafts. So, getting a really thin layer of Posh chalk infuser on the surface. And this will serve as my glue for the decoupage. Whoop. This is so fiddly. I'm so not a fiddly person.
Yeah, I'm really bad with fiddly things as well. When we first got these, I was tasked with trying to put them together for the first time. And
well, let me tell you, my friends, my daughter said, Mum, before you go live, put one together, just to make sure you know how it goes together. But I haven't had the chance, so we'll be doing that together. We'll make a fool of myself. So, here we go. There's no right way up to this. I'm going to get it on the width. I'll get it on the width, yeah, so that I don't use the whole sheet. So, here we go. I'm going to fold that down like that so I can get a straight edge on this, because otherwise it's got that border and I don't want the border on my project. So I'm going to pop that right on that edge there, and hopefully, yeah, easy peasy. So I'm just making sure it's all squared up. I'm going to use a dry brush, not a wet brush, dry brush, just to smooth it down, like so. Well, that was quite easy. No creases on there, just what I wanted. This is all new for me, guys. I've never done anything like this before, but it's fun. Challenging, but fun. Oh, can you get me a spray bottle?
oh yeah, of course.
So we're now going to seal that. I dare lift it up because I don't want to mess it up, but I'm going to seal it, and I'm going to seal it with the same product, the Posh Chalk Infuser. But before I do, I'm going to spritz it with water, just ever so slightly. That just helps the infuser sink into the paper and creates a beautiful sandwich of paper, infuser and infuser underneath. So it really consolidates with the surface I'm working on. This is such a nice paper. I think this is probably the first time I've used Jonathan's paper. He's so talented. I mean, can you imagine? He went into his house and he looked all over and found all these beautiful relics from generations that have been passed down, put them on a concrete surface and photographed them, and this is what he's come up with. Ace. Right, bit of patience now while I just dry that off. See here, it's needed just a little bit more. friends, is almost dry. A little bit more.
We've been joined by Francesca Maffei. Said good afternoon, happy to be here.
Hello, Francesca.
Someone with a Greek name that I don't recognise and can't read says Kalispero.
Which is
on Facebook.
Eleni. Yes, Eleni, more. Yes, Eleni. Right, guys, I'm going to pick this up now. Let's see what we've done. Let's see what we've done. Stick to the board as well. So, there we are. We've decoupaged our little thingamajigs. So, the next challenge is to separate them. Now, around the perimeter, I'm just going to come in with my Stanley knife. That's the easiest way to do it, I think. And sit this out. Let's put ridges on it. I'm just going to keep going around. I'm not being too careful because I can always sand it off with sandpaper if there's anything left over. Some of these rice fibres can be a little bit stubborn when you're cutting them. So far so good, yeah? Don't forget, guys, we've got great discounts on the website right now at www.woodubend.com. That's WOODUBEND. So, all I have to do now is come in and slice these individual pieces. Gosh, these rice fibres. And I'm going to keep them, there we go, I'm going to keep them in succession so that the pattern, to a certain extent, stays constant when we get it on the actual crate. I'm getting a little bit nervous about how I'm going to be putting this together because I've never ever done anything as fiddly as this before.
One thing you're going to have to think about as well is cutting through the little hole slots.
Well, I did think about that, but the actual, so this doesn't actually go all the way through.
Yeah.
So,
Fair enough.
yeah, I did think about that.
Cool.
Thank you. I do think sometimes. I do have a little think sometimes.
It's just I remembered how awkward it was to get all of the... For me, at least, I'm really bad with fiddly things, kind of like you were saying, especially if it involves glue.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm useless with glue and sellotape. I don't know why I have been since a kid. But just gets all over my hands. I don't actually accomplish what I'm trying to do.
Well, that's why you're good on the computer and the camera.
Yeah. There's a reason why they keep me behind the camera.
So, there we go, guys. I'm just turning them over so we're getting the pattern. Now, on some of these edges, I have got a little bit of decoupage, and all I'm going to do is take a piece of sandpaper and I'm going to sand it downwards, not upwards, because it might lift the decoupage paper. And it's just on the outer edge. Just work around there.
So, Linda Rocage has said, I really like this decoupage.
She likes it.
Yeah, it took me a second to translate it, but Linda Rocage says, I really like this decoupage. We've also had Bobalottle BS say, what are you making and what country are you in?
We are in the UK, the sunny UK. We're North UK, in Leeds. And the sun is not shining.
I was about to say, you say sunny, it's just started raining.
Yeah, huh? Has it started raining?
I think so.
Raining.
Oh, it might have just been things falling from what they're doing actually, because I looked outside and I saw a load of...
It's probably dust coming.
Yeah.
Right, so on to the other pieces now. I'm going to pop that to one side so it starts drying nicely. I'm just going to refresh my memory. Which side are we going to be decoupaging? So we'll be decoupaging, it goes like that, so we'll be decoupaging. Right? What am I doing? Like that. So I will decoupage that side. Yeah?
Sure.
Yeah? Yeah. Let's just see if we can't get it out of this piece, and I didn't measure it. No, I'm going to have to use another piece. That is a shame, because I'm going to, well, I can decoupage the base in that, can't I? Yeah, so we'll do that first to get that out of the way. In fact, I'm going to get all these pieces. If I was more, if I'd had more practice of this, I could have done everything all at once, but I'm taking it step by step because I've not done one of these before. So going back to my paste, there's hardly any in there, so I'm just going to pop the paste lubricant. Now all the lubricant does is it makes the paste into a thinner paste, so it's got more of a paint texture as opposed to paste. And we are painting our surface in white because the decoupage that I'm putting on the surface is quite translucent. So we always say it's good to paint to apply it to a white surface, hence why we're painting in white.
By the way, Sabina Raimova and Bonnie Leffel have both joined us on the YouTube chat and said hi.
Hello.
Patty has also joined us on Facebook and said hi, Solly Joe and Connor. Hello, Patty.
Hello, Patty. How are you, my love? I'm watching the beautiful work you're doing every night when I go home and I'm doing my social media in bed. I'm also looking through everybody else's work as well.
And there's a question.
Theo says to me, what are you doing? Doing social media, I've got work to do. Oh, it's not raining, they're cleaning the
Yeah, that's
cleaning
why.
the wall.
I'd just seen that dripping from above and I hadn't seen where it was coming from. We've also got a question from Francesca Maffei. She said, I need some advice from you on what solution to adopt on the wall in my family room to fix a particular problem. May I send you an email along with the explanation and a photo, or is it better to send you a message on Facebook Messenger? Thank you.
I would say to send an email, or you can send it on Facebook, whichever. Both will get responded to by the team, and they'll send it on to me, and I will gladly give you some advice, my love. See how fiddly it is? I've been on for half an hour and all I've got done is a bit of decoupage. Those of you who follow me a lot, you'll know how fast I am. Yes, I'm messy. Yes, I don't like fiddly stuff. I am very fast in what I do. But today I'm not being fast because we're doing fiddly stuff. So again, for those of you who've just joined us, I'm painting the surface with white metallic paste because the decoupage that I'm going to apply is quite translucent, and we always say to apply it to a lighter surface. It doesn't have to be white, it can be cream. It just makes the colours of the decoupage pop more. This is a fake smile because I don't like doing faffy stuff.
Oh, and Patty says thanks, love, by the way.
Huh?
Patty said thanks, love.
Right, so that is now dry enough. Where's my dry brush gone? What did I do? Oh, it's there. Always use your dry brush to apply the paper, but you need to use a wet brush obviously to apply the infuser. And this is going to be tricky because it's got tabs on it, little ears that stick into other areas for me to put it together. So using my dry brush. So here we go. And that's gone on. It's a bit cockeyed, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to be putting it out anyway. And I'm going to spritz it with my spritzer. You do not want to be spraying water. It needs to be a spritzer. It lets off a very fine mist of water. And as I said before, it just helps the infuser soak into the paper and the designated substrate nicely.
We have Teresa Grigsby Rose joining us and saying hi from Indiana.
Hello.
And Evelyn Bruner Boyer joining us on the Facebook chat and say hello.
Hello, hello, hello friends. Let me know what the weather's like where you are in this part of the world. And whether you're not sat looking at an ocean, in your bikini, reading a book. Right, so I'm going to have to open up, not drying that off yet, I'll do it all together. So I'm going to be opening up the other decoupage paper by Jonathan Mark Mendes. This is Her Curious. The other one was His Curious. I don't want to use this whole sheet, so I'm just going to, before I put my infuser on, let me be wide. It's not wide enough, is it? I have to waste more paper. Pick what's the paper. Right, so yeah, well I can't say that I was going to put it in half, but that's obviously not going to work, so I'm going to get my infuser on here. Now, as I'm thinking here, I'm going to have to cut the paper off these little tags because I bet they fit into the holes. Just so. I should have thought that beforehand and pre-cut the decoupage. Too late now. What I can do though is fold down. I don't have to fold down. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cut it. I need a straight edge? No, I'll just need it. I'm just going to cut that off there. And at least one side of the decoupage will be cut to size over those little ears. And I'll show you what I mean in just a moment. Bring it back into the picture. And over here, I'm just going to lay that on there with the little tabs exposed. Do you know what? I'm going to try and cut this. I'm going to try and cut this properly. It says, I'm going to use this as a straight edge. And where do I need to cut? I need to cut.
So you're grabbing a ruler?
The ruler would be great, yeah. I'm just feeling my way here. Where there's, I'm going to cut the paper so that, thank you, so that the grooves, those little grooves are exposed. Right, so from there to there. I'll just bring that in there. Fiddly work, guys, fiddly stuff. Right, and here we go. And let's see if that's going to separate or is it going to cause me a problem? No, it's causing me a problem. Should have pre-measured these so I could pre-cut them. Oh, there we go. Right, awesome, awesome. That end piece. I'm doing it on this Lazy Susan as well. I should have taken the Lazy Susan away. But that's okay, because we can just sand that off afterwards. So that's the first piece. Take my sandpaper now before I seal it. And cut that off like that. Now that's quite curvy there. I'm going to do exactly the same thing, but I'm going to sand downwards. If I sand upwards, it's going to lift the decoupage. Get a nice crisp folded over edge. And there we go. There we have it. And obviously in between here, so all that faffing about with measuring didn't do any good, so I'll just do it the other way in the future, because you can see how easy it is to just come in with your sandpaper and sand the excess off. Right, so there we go, that's that one. Then we've got this one to do. Infuser's dried up, so just apply a little bit more, another coat. And I'm going to go for the whole thing now. I'm not going to mess about with cutting it to size. Doesn't matter which way up I do things, they all seem to have different, the design has different orientations and things on it. Anyway, so I'm just going to go for it. There we go, dry brush. And this, to use a dry brush is when you are decoupaging rather large areas. You don't really need it for small areas. But I'm doing it the proper way so that you can learn the proper way for any surface you may want to do. Right, so here we go again. Just sanding it off. Into those little crevices where the little tabs are. You can see how easily it's just coming off there. Yeah, very easily. Apart from some of the rice texture. rivet coming up here. Again, always downwards. Don't go up, guys, because you risk lifting the decoupage paper up. And into my little crevices where the tabs are again. One by one. And you do this before you seal it, yeah? Or you do it after you've sealed it, but after it's dried. At the moment I've just got the paper on a very thin coat of infuser. If I put the second coat of infuser to seal it, it gets all soggy and it's not great to sand down whilst it's soggy because it can rip, and it will rip. In places where you don't want it to rip. Right, there we go. So, there we go now. I've got, but it's still on the, it's still on these little tabs. So I don't know how it's going to fit into the other pieces. Should be like that, yeah, without any decoupage on it. But they are like that. So we'll see once we get going. And you may all be saying, are you going to get going or what? Yeah, I'm going now. Right, so time to seal everything. Dry it off. And make sure you seal round the edges really well, guys. You don't want to have left a bit and then all of a sudden you find your decoupage is peeling away.
So by the way, Teresa, who is joining us from Indiana, said the weather's nice, it's going into fall a little late it seems.
Yeah, we've had a fabulous summer, we cannot complain.
And then Evelyn, who's joining us from, oh sorry, I'd already read that one out. Marie Luby said hello.
My lovely friend Marie Luby, I know where you are, and I'm very jealous, Marie.
And Sue Chick Upcycling has joined us and said hello, lovely. You've gone dark. This looks interesting.
I've gone dark. It looks interesting.
These were 3 comments. She said Sue joins. She said hello, lovely. You've gone dark. This looks interesting.
Okay.
I think she means the hair change.
Oh, the hair change, yeah.
That's what I'm assuming, at least.
Yeah.
And we also had.
I thought you meant the screen had gone down.
Right. We've also had Lee Floyd join us on YouTube and say hello from Faux Real Furniture Art. Hope you're well, Solly.
Hello. Thanks for joining me.
Oh, and JC Riser says hi on the YouTube.
Hello, Jason.
And Sue's just said weather is going to be fab tomorrow. I'm off the roads.
When what?
Sue just says weather is going to be fab tomorrow. I'm off the roads.
I was going to ring you this afternoon because we're bringing some new projects out, Sue, and I wanted to ask you about names, stencils. And I thought, oh, she'll probably be on a plane now, or she'll be sipping her lovely cocktail on a beach somewhere in Rhodes. So I didn't bother you. But I'll ring you later on to ask you, seeing she's still in the UK. Yeah, I need some ideas for names. My idea brain has dried up. We're just about to launch those, you know, those MDF circle thing, another faffy thing. I like those because they're quite big, they're about as big as this. We're just about to launch those. We're looking for names and yeah, I thought. Well, Alexandra said, why don't you ring Sue, Mum? I thought, I will, and then I remembered she's probably on holiday. Right, so this is really faffing, chatting too much, not getting, look, I've been on now for what, 3/4 of an hour, and what have I got done? I've got a load of wood, decoupage, gee whiz. Gee whiz!
So someone's just joined us on the YouTube chat, Liz D, and has asked again what is being made.
What is the?
What is being made?
We are making one of these, but I'm decorating. Well, they'll look like this, the shape, but it won't be decorated like this. I'm decorating all parts before I put it together.
Just in case you're interested and you want to find them on the site, they're in the Posh Wooden Crafts section. There's 4 different boxes.
Right, so they're dry. So this is going to be the base. This is going to be sides. So that's going to look my heart keeps stopping because I keep thinking, oh, done it wrong. So that will go into there. That will go into there. It's not going into there though, probably because there's too much paper on here. Oh, but I haven't decorated these yet. Oh. I haven't decorated them yet. I think because it's got the paper on, it's not going in. So we'll get my ruler out and remove that paper. Move the paper. Let's see if it wants to go in now. Paint it on. It's not going in. Why is it not going in? Am I such a fumbly person? See, my daughter was right. Mum, put it together before you go live. For some reason, it's not going in, and I don't know why. Is it possible because I've got that paper there? Because I have paper there. Look, it's gone in now. Here's me saying it doesn't matter, but it does matter. Right, so that is in. That will go. No.
That's the bottom.
That's the bottom. Oh, I've put it the wrong way, haven't I? This ain't easy, guys. Not when you're my age, anyway. So, that's the base. That's the base. I'm going to take it off anyway because what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to decorate this, pop it on there, that will get glued onto there and it will sit there so it will be it'll be raised, yeah, and I also need to shave the sides off the WoodUbend as well, just so you get kind of a picture of what it's going to look like. I think it's going to be really, really cool. I'm liking this. Yeah. I think a lot of people have dropped off because they're used to me doing things really fast. I'm not fast today, but I'm having fun. So whatever. Right, I'll turn my Lazy Susan over and we're going to decorate these two side pieces now with the WoodUbend. And this is WoodUbend 1721. These beautiful flourishes. So you get 2 in a pack, my friends. There you go. And that is 1721 if anybody's interested in these. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to decorate them before. No, first of all I'm going to measure them up. Crikey, this is difficult. So that will go there because that's going to be like a little leg. But I need to chop these sides off and sand them. So I'm just going to warm that up. Yes, I'm going to do it the proper way. I'm going to use the board that you're supposed to warm them up on. Bendy.
So Sue said, can't wait to hear all about the new products. I'll get thinking, please call them still here.
Will do, tonight my love.
Teresa has asked, hey, is Jonathan still doing furniture art?
Sorry?
Teresa has asked, is Jonathan still doing furniture art?
I do furniture art.
Sorry, she was asking if Jonathan is still doing furniture art.
Gosh, yeah.
I think you mentioned him when she asked her 5 minutes ago.
Right, so come and film this, Connor.
Yep.
So, for those of you who don't know what WoodUbend is, this is WoodUbend. It's a solid wooden product. When you warm it up though, it goes all nice and bendy, like so. So you can apply these to your walls, to your doors, to your furniture, to your kitchen cupboards, anywhere. It will go on anything, even metal. Just for those of you who don't know what WoodUbend is. So I'm going to bring this in now and I'm going to measure up where I'm going to cut it. And you can use scissors. The kids can join in these games. Now that's got a little tab underneath, so I'm assuming that tab needs to go into the other side. So I'm going to take that right off, and the same goes for that one there. Swing it around the other side. So, there we are. Now, I've got some really sharp edges going on there, some rough edges, okay, which I don't want. So I'm just going to let that cool down a bit, and then I can just gently sand those edges down. We don't want the rough edges. And then we think about how we're going to decorate these. I'm probably going to have to leave finishing this off till next week because it is been one very happy project. And I'm going to get off soon because my dad's in hospital and I need to go and visit him. And you guys probably at the board sat watching me do this for so long. just decorate one, and then I will go. So this is one of the great things about WoodUbend, you can sand it. You can sand it, there you go. Turn this over again. And I'm going to be using some pigments. Got my orange gold pigments here. And I think that colour, these two colours are going to look nice. I'm going to mix these two colours. Right, so I'm going to get my pigments ready using orange gold. Not using too much of it. And the second use for Posh Chalk Infuser is to mix in to your pigments, and you can create a paste, a paint, whatever consistency you want. It all depends on how much of this stuff you put in it, how much of the infuser you put into the powder.
Darlene Pritchard has joined us and said, hey, 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 hello.
Hello there, my friend. So there we go, look at that. Look at that gold. Isn't it beautiful? I love this colour. And it's very in for autumn and for Halloween. And get one of my small brushes. Again, I'm using paste. This is the deep gold. And what did I do with them? There it is in front of me. And the green bronze. So that is going to be my colour palette for this piece. So that is what I'm going to be using, and I'm going to start off with the deep gold. I'm not watering the paste down. I want to keep it nice and solid. Are you ready, Connor?
Yep.
So I'm going to start at the bottom. I'm going to blend these colours in. I only need one coat of this stuff. So rich and creamy. And as I'm coming up now, I'm going to start adding other colours in. I'm going to come in with my green bronze, I think, next. I'm going to feather that in. No. Sorry. Gonna feather that in so it blends out into that lovely green bronze there. And just look at that transition there. Fabulous colours for fall. And now I'm going to get a clean brush and I'm going to come in with my orange gold and I'm going to just come in like that, so it just leaves the tip. I'm not going backwards and forwards, I'm going that way, just that way. Just getting the tip of the flourishes. Wow, yes, I'm liking this. You see that, guys, there? Yes. What do you think to that? Like that, guys? Not pretty. Eh? Look at that. I'm going to leave it there because I've been on an hour and 5 minutes. But next Friday I'm coming back to finish this off. So I do hope you tune in. I think it's going to look spectacular. Let's try this out on there just to see what it's going to look like. That will be the side of the crate. I think it'll look really, really pretty. And I'm going to be putting trim across the sides as well. So yeah, it's going to be really good. Right, my friends, I'm going to go because I said I've got to go see my dad in hospital and I've got to go do other chores like ironing, washing up, shopping. Might even get to the gym if I'm lucky. Have a wonderful weekend wherever you may be on this planet. Thanks ever so much for joining me and we'll see you all again. Tuesday we've got the Magic Live. We are continuing the wall pocket that started making. Again, I'm using this same design, 1721. And then I'll be back on Friday to finish this little crate off. See you soon. Bye.